We have a major Mitchell Robinson injury update as given to us by none other than head coach Tom Thibodeau, who gave a great update into Mitchell Robinson's return. Meanwhile, Landry Shamet has revealed the truth on returning from that shoulder dislocation injury that threw his entire season and the Knicks season a little bit off, as Shamet was someone who was a guaranteed role player going into the season, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. 27% of viewers are subscribed. Let's get that up to 30, but we could talk about that at a later date. What's more important right now is the fact that Mitchell Robinson is on the road to returning to the New York Knicks and playing minutes and being the defensive anchor that the New York Knicks so desperately need for their team. Now, obviously, Mitch has been out. Thank you, Joel Embiid. And since Mitchell Robinson has been out this entire time, there's been a lot of fear about the way he comes back. Is he going to be the same athlete? Is he going to be able to perform the same for the New York Knicks? Will he be healthy enough to perform for the New York Knicks? I mean, last time Mitch had a foot surgery or an ankle surgery, he came back into the season a little bit, not fat, but he came in a little bigger. He had some heftiness to him, and he shed the weight pretty quickly through the season. Look, there's no better way to stay in shape as a basketball player outside of playing NBA games. So no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to replicate that. Mitchell Robinson was not able to, gained a little bit of weight, felt a little heavy. His game was a little bit off. He lost some of the weight. He came back as this jacked force of nature. Last season, Mitchell Robinson had his best season while he was healthy. Well, Tom Thibodeau spoke on Mitchell Robinson's return, saying there's still some benchmarks that he has to get through, but he's done a terrific job. He's light, he's lean, he's worked extremely hard. So we just want to make sure we're patient and let him work his way through it. It's basically the same thing the Knicks have been singing, how no need to rush Mitch. Him playing in December doesn't matter. Him playing in January doesn't really matter. What matters is him playing in March, April, May, and hopefully a bit of June. So if the Knicks make the finals, the streets want the Knicks Thunder finals. Shout out Bryson Akins of Thunder Digest. But go check that channel out as well. It's really good. But look, Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks need him. They are a much better team with Mitch there. The defense will climb through the roof. Then you have OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Mitchell Robinson. And Tom Thibodeau at some point, is going to run that line of Deuce McBride, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG, Mitchell Robinson. Because it's just a rude defensive five-man lineup to put out there. Nobody's scoring on that team. It would be one of the best defensive lineups you will ever see in this decade. It could be really, really special when the Knicks have Towns and Brunson off the court and can get them rest by playing elite defense even. But Mitchell Robinson coming back is the first step towards that, and he's made good progress. Obviously, being light and lean is helpful for Mitch because he becomes a better athlete, and when Mitch is at his best athletically, he's at his best on the court. No shocker there. And when he was healthy last, I love this graphic, in the first 21 games of last season, he averaged 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 1.5 steals and blocks per game. The man was really good. And Tibbs spoke more on where Mitch is and just the player that he's becoming. And he said that once the Knicks get to running full speed with Mitchell Robinson, then they'll do a lot of contact. It'll be cleared for practice, and he's getting closer to that. But it's not quite sure when. That's the big fear, is no one really knows when Mitchell Robinson's returning. And here's the deal. If Tom Thibodeau does not know when Mitchell Robinson's returning, he probably means he does not know when Mitchell Robinson's returning. Now, Tibbs says about everyone who's injured. He said about OG with his elbow. He said it about Julius Randle with his shoulder. He's now saying it about Mitchell Robinson. It's just a vague non-answer of Tibbs saying, one, you guys don't need to know when Mitch is coming back. Just know all the right things are happening. And it also probably is, we don't exactly know the day that Mitchell Robinson's coming back. We don't have the exact date. They probably have target dates marked. I mean, they have they have an NBA training staff. They have target dates marked, but there's no reason to say that to the media and let teams get a jump on you for knowing Mitchell Robinson might be there, which changes up the game plan. There's no reason for the Knicks to give that information out, especially when we know that Leon Rose and co, and Tibbs is part of that Leon Rose group, they've been very, very secretive about everything. So this is no surprise here. I'm happy to see that Mitchell Robinson is working his way back. Mitch is a vital part of this team. I mean, a career 8-8 guy who shoots 70% from the field for his career and has a career PER average of 20.3. 34 win shares in his career. Mitchell Robinson has been so special for the New York Knicks. The longest tenured player for a reason. Every team needs rim protection. It's the one thing that's never went out of style since 1947. Protect that rim. The easiest place to score is right under the hoop. Mitchell Robinson makes it a lot harder to score under the hoop. People don't challenge Mitchell Robinson. It's why his block numbers have gone down. He's not a worse defender. No one wants to challenge Mitchell Robinson at the rim because he wins every single time. You rarely ever see Mitch get beat on defense. He's good on the perimeter now. He's excellent at getting steals. He's just a 5-tool defender as a center. And for a Knicks team that's this dynamic of an offense, that would be so dangerous for the New York Knicks to try it out. Over the last 10 games, the Knicks are 11th. I'll make this a little bigger for you guys. The Knicks are 11th in defensive rating. I mean, 11.2 points on the defensive rating. Now, the Thunder have been the best defensive team in the NBA by a margin because they're the best defensive team in the NBA. And outside of that, you see other great defenses. The Bucks somehow in there despite their backcourt sucking at defense. The Grizzlies, who have a great team defense and have a great coach in Taylor Jenkins. The Cavs, who have the Mobley-Allen duo and also Darius Garland, really underrated defender. The Magic, who are an elite defense. The Celtics, who are an elite defense. The Heat, who have Eric Spoelstra. The Clippers, who... Tyronn Lue's been able to coach a good defense, and the Rockets, who have Ime, who's a great coach as well. And the Rockets also have a lot going for them. They're having a very, very low-key year. However, there's a few teams here that you think, all right, well, the Knicks should be over them with the defensive tools they have. It's just not having Mitchell Robinson definitely hurts that. However, it does seem like Mitch will be back soon. My prediction is that Mitch is going to play sometime around a month from now. I'm going to guess the first or second game of February Mitch will be back. Whatever the Knicks say with injuries, here's the key thing to do. Overshoot it a little bit. The Knicks like to be pretty optimistic about injuries. I mean, there's a reason why we never heard until Shams revealed it that Mitch is not going to play in December and likely not in January either. So you always just push it back. I mean, I'd been telling people I didn't think Julius Randle was going to start the season with the Knicks, and I was right. No, but for real, I guess he did. So sometimes I'm wrong about that. Safe bet, overshoot on when these guys come back, especially big guys like Mitchell Robinson. That being said, we have someone else to talk about in a little bit. But we're going to watch some Mitchell Robinson highlights first because, I mean, you look at the just elite play from him, and it's just getting better every year. I mean, working in the post when he gets the chance, and on top of that, just the offensive rebounding, being the best offensive rebounder in the NBA, being so violent when he goes back up with the ball. We've seen Mitch go away from that a little bit, but when he gets under the hoop and jumps up, he's incredibly difficult to stop because he jumps high. He's very good at his placement. He's one of the few players in basketball who actually boxes out as well as just uses his jumping ability. I mean, look at the way he just swoops in and just grabs offensive rebounds. And there's just nothing teams have been able to do to stop him. This has been the case for years. He's become the best offensive rebounder in basketball and just one of the most dangerous tools in the Knicks tool shed. I love Mitchell Robinson on this team. I think he's the perfect fit for this team. I think them getting him back, the Knicks will go on a massive run. I know they're on a 7-0 run right now, but I think the Knicks are going to, or a 7-game win streak, I should say. But at the same time, I do think Mitchell Robinson is going to be the key into the New York Knicks really getting things going. And I think they're just going to go on a massive win streak. Could easily end up as the second seed over the Cavaliers in the East. I do think the Celtics are still going to have the 1 seed. They're the Celtics. They'll figure it out. Or they could get over the Celtics at the same time, which would be huge. Because then if the Knicks and Celtics see each other in the second round, which would suck, because that's the best series you could possibly see in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks would have home court advantage, which is big. Celtics are real good at home. You don't want to play the Celtics at home at all in TD Garden. You just don't want to do that. So, Mitch, please come back. We all miss you. We all love you. Also, I don't think he's getting traded, though we probably will talk about some more trades just because the rumors are real. However, we have someone else to talk about as well. As I said, Landry Shamet has revealed the truth on his injury, and we're going to breeze through this pretty quickly just because we know the deal with Shamet by now. We've talked about his injury a lot in recent weeks. So, he mentioned about his injury, and he said, it just hurts. There was no part after it happened where it didn't hurt for probably about 5 days. I couldn't use my right arm, for 6 weeks. That sounds, first of all, like a nightmare as anyone who's a righty, like Landry Shamet. And that's what happens. Dislocations are bad, man. They hurt so bad. Like, as someone who dislocated their kneecap, dude, those hurt so bad. It's like, it's hard to comprehend the pain. Because when I dislocated my kneecap, the only thing I can compare to is it felt like someone hit me in the baseball bat with a knee. That's what happened, guys. I got hit in the baseball bat with a knee because I'm real smart. But no, like, it felt like I got hit in the knee with a baseball bat. But really, more than anything, what it felt like is my knee right here, like my kneecap, like what happened, just moved to the side of my knee and right back. That is what it felt like. It just feels like something literally falls out of place. And it sucks because there's a lot of muscles in your body. So they rip through them sometimes. It's a nightmare. Don't dislocate anything if you guys can help it. But Shamet is right to feel this way, and it makes you feel like he just wants to come back with a vengeance. Now, Shamet also mentioned that there's stretches in the first week where it's really just acute and he couldn't even lift his arm to wash under his arms or brush his teeth. Well, I guess he has a left hand for brushing his teeth, but it's hard to brush your teeth with your offhand, in fairness. There's periods of time where you're like, God, and that's what I talk about with the mental piece. Not only are you dealing with an injury, rehabbing something you've never dealt with before, but you're away from your team and you're kind of out of rhythm. Remember, the Knicks waived Landry Shamet once he went down with that injury. So obviously, it's a demoralizing thing. You have an injury you've never had before. You don't know the comeback to it. You don't know what your future holds. You're a right-handed shooter who just dislocated their right shoulder. That's terrifying for an NBA player, especially someone like Landry Shamet, who's a bit on the fringe of staying in the NBA. Especially he didn't have that compelling of a year, but the Washington Wizards had a really good position with the Knicks and lost it due to an injury. That has to be mentally grueling for a guy who then knows that the Knicks are also going to try to find someone else to replace him if he can't come back fully healthy. Landry Shamet knows that he's going to be fighting an uphill battle all year because of this shoulder injury, and it seems like he's attacking it with a very healthy mindset of understanding all the setbacks, but also wanting to prove that he is a very, very good basketball player for the New York Knicks. Shamet has played in 3 games this year in very limited minutes, averaging 3 points so far. He's shooting 50% from 3. He has a 25.6 PER, one of those weird PERs of barely played minutes. But I do think Shamet's minutes will go up as he gets more comfortable, and I hope they do. The Knicks need to thicken out this rotation. Landry Shamet's a great shot creator and a good shooter, and I want to see more of Shamet. I love watching guys come back from dislocation injuries as someone who's dealt with it, so it'd be very cool to see. I think Shamet's someone who fits in with the Knicks very well. He fits the mindset well. He knows how to be on winning teams. He knows how to win games. He's comfortable in playoff action. He's comfortable playing any really role, whether he's starting or coming off the bench. Shamet's a vital, vital piece of this Knicks team and one of the more underrated guys on this team. So I am rooting for Landry Shamet, and I do think he'll come back and be his best self. But I do want to know what you guys think. Are you guys happy with this Mitch stuff? When do you guys think Mitchell Robinson is coming back? Comment down below. What do you think of Landry Shamet? Comment down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks. Damn, this went over 12 minutes. I tried to get it at 12 exactly.